Okay, so hello everybody. Thank you very much for being here. It's such an honor for us to be here in Sundance. So the first thing I want to say is a really big thank to Sundance Film Festival, because for us it's like a dream to be here, and they really care about cinema, and that's the most important thing. I want to thank Lisa Marie, I want to thank Jamie, I want to thank Divya, I want to thank Whitney, and also our Mike and our Marco, which are helping us with the cameras. We are a community, and we really believe in that, truly. And we did such a long travel to arrive here. We come from Italy. And during all the travel, because we landed to LA, and then we took a car and just did this like road trip from desert to Utah. And during all the trip, all the travel we did, I was thinking something, I realized something, that the most important thing that I really enjoyed, that I really kept, were the glances, were the impression, were the smiles, were the details. A smile in the dinner, a nice face to see, a moment, a desert. And that's what I think short films are about. Short film is the art of an impression, is the art of an absence, of a suspense, of a detail. I believe short films are the art of daily life. And we really need to acknowledge, to understand how much is important to feel the daily moments, to retake the daily moments, to enjoy our daily moments of beauty. And this is what WeShort is about. So I will introduce you the panelists of our new short cinema by WeShort, starting from Alex Loprieno, WeShort founder and CEO. Then Sabino Sernia, lawyer and WeShort legal and affair advisor, corporate affair advisor. Then Paolo Privitera, entrepreneur, startup mentor and investor. And then our guest of honor, Mike Plante, I say it correctly, right? Plante, perfect. Which is senior programmer, short film at Sundance Film Festival.
Thank you, and thank you for coming. My image starts with the first movie that I watched here at Sundance, Infinity Pool.
Everybody knows what you're talking about.
So I had this, as a movie lover, I watched my first movie ever at Sundance. That was a midnight screening. I didn't know what to expect, honestly. So I can say I'm still under shock. But it was an incredibly good movie, and I remember the most violent scene, and I lost my contact lens, and I almost fainted. So that is my impression, and I'm probably going to watch it again.
We are definitely living the age of Aria and short breaks. We are working a lot, we are in this idea of a world in which we don't have 2 hours to spend. We always have few times, and we lose them, we lost them. And we choose a Seneca, a Latin philosopher. I can't imagine what Seneca would think seeing the world now if he thought that 2,000 years ago. And what I really want to ask Alex at first is that how much was important for you to understand that we are losing many short breaks, many moments in which we could find something that can, enjoy ourselves, that can give us something more without just losing the moments. How much was important that in thinking WeShort?
I think that was the first assumption of my idea of founding a company like WeShort, because as a movie lover, I always try to, in my days, to find the time to watch a movie at least once a day, or sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. But when you grow up and you have work, you have to run, and you don't have always time to watch a feature film or to enjoy a TV series. So I asked myself why I don't watch short film every day. This was 3 years back, and I didn't find an answer to this question. I mean, the answer was that probably I never got sold short films as a medium of entertainment. I always got sold short films as a niche, or as a way to as a gym of filmmakers, and so I started to think about short films as a daily entertainment. And I just thought that it makes sense to watch short films to have more cinematic experience in everyday life. I mean, short films can fit in many moments of our day and deliver the same emotions that you can receive when you watch a feature or a TV series. So I just make this assumption and started to make studies also on the level of the attention span of people today, and I think that makes a lot of sense. At least that time, 3 years ago, when I had this idea, that makes sense for me. And then we started WeShort and we validated this with many other people. So I think there is a lot to develop in this.
Yes, and I want to ask Mike, this important thing about low attention span. I believe that everything we discover is not bad or good. It depends the way you use it. So of course we are living a moment of hurry, a moment in which people are always running, but it doesn't mean that we don't have the capacity of enjoy, even if the time to enjoy is less. So I wanted to ask, do you think short film in this way can reconnect people with cinema?
Sure, I think the irony is with so many things available to you at once, people get overwhelmed, and more often than not I hear people think, well, that's even 2 hours, I just don't have 2 hours. For whatever reason, and often you just gotta go to work. And you would love to have a little bit of entertainment in the morning, and it's something, humans have watched TV episodes for a very long time, commercials, music videos. This idea of like, oh, I don't know, somebody will watch something short is just, unfortunately, it's all about sort of packaging. And it's getting better. And if you start thinking about like, oh, you want a moment, the way I don't have time for a novel, but you have time for a poem or a short story. You don't have time for, even if you don't have time for a feature film, like you want some sort of art that you can maybe just keep your day going. I think people also watch short films over and over and over again. It's we always talk about our programs as we're making a mixtape. That is how we program what's going to play first, what's going to play last, what's the next one, what's the next one. These can't be the exact same thing. And you take one of those out, and when somebody has a favorite, it's like you have a favorite song on an album. And you wake up in the morning, you need to hear that song, and why should this be any different? It could be 5 minutes. We show shorts that are 2 minutes, and sometimes they're a little bit longer, like 15 to 30. And I think people are catching on to where you can have that moment that you want from sitting in a cinema at home with something that you really like. Maybe it's new, maybe it's your old favorite.
Nice, I really agree with that. In fact, I wanted to go to the next slide, which is a kind of a complex question, I would say. This is an interesting pictures that were made during Cannes Festival in France, in which they were joking about, the Magritte painting, in which he says, this is not a pipe, but there is a pipe on the picture. And so they were playing this game between TikTok and cinema, and saying this is not a film, this is a TikTok video. So what I'm thinking, what I'm wondering maybe, is that we are already watching a lot of short contents. A lot of short contents. We pass many hours per day watching short content. The fact that people is already really used to watching video content as their favorite thing during daily life. Do you think that the bridge from short content to short film is not that long?
No, it's not that long and it's not that far away. I think that this can lead for sure people to get interested into stories and in a viewing experience that lasts longer than TikTok, but that's fitting very well with people need.
Actually, that resonates with me because you may remember I told you like a few months ago, I have a folder in my phone. I call it Go to Bed folder. I have Kindle, and actually I have a sleeping app. And actually I added WeShort because instead of watching a few minutes of stories on Instagram that is a little sad, watching that before going to bed, I wanted a more meaningful content, and actually ended up watching shorts. Like I picked the 5-minute shorts specifically as a nice story to end my day.
We have the playlist after dinner that is great, and the coffee break, 5 minutes short films that help when you are having a coffee and you want to have something to watch.
So, giving people the idea that short film is also something that it fits the time you need, it fits the time you have, can be a bridge to let people watch more short films.
Probably. I've seen a lot of newspaper apps and magazine apps. They tell you how long it's going to take them to read. So I always wonder how they figure that out. Because I always my glasses are getting bad. I'm not that fast a reader. So it's that idea, you can go either way about it. It can be kind of gross, where it's like everything is compartmentalized and everything, and this is how long it's going to take you and me to do this. And who knows? Everybody has a different experience. But the idea that just when you put something online and you have variety, that's just what's important. And should you need to decide you only have 10 minutes, you go from that, okay, and that's something to do, but hopefully it is still like an experience, and we get less and less mechanical about it, where it's okay, I only have 10 minutes, but then within that, it can be funny. Is it serious? I feel like a documentary. For those of us who remember video stores, you would spend about a good 2 hours just walking through the shelves. You could watch anything, but then in a good video store, these shelves actually tell us, okay, I want to see this type of film, and then you go to that area. And hopefully we can replicate it, because, to us it doesn't matter how long it is, it's more about the experience you're hoping to have.
We have some African cinema really beautiful, and we understood that the cinema in Africa is easier to do with short films, because they have less production, but they do such beautiful films. So something really important I want to ask Alex in our journey, WeShort journey, and how much is important in short cinema and for WeShort and for us to become something that fits with festivals, film schools, African cinema, LGBTQA, and all the young filmmakers trying to exploring their style, their language, thanks to
I think that all these have one word in common, which is frugality. Probably the reason why I fall in love with short films is because they are made with frugality, most of the times. And this is happening when you are at a film school and you have a diploma short film, or when you just have an idea and you have the skills to bring this idea to life and to make it an audiovisual product. I think that we can help to fill a gap that is when you come out of the school and you have your short film and you want to be noticed, at least you want some people to watch this short film. So instead of running after the next opportunity, you can bring this asset into some place which can be WeShort that can launch this and give it to the audience. I mean, this is a very simple job, but this is the job to be done for the filmmakers that have talent and they just want to say something. So it's important to invest in this. I think that the best part of my job is to invest in this, invest in the filmmakers, in their talent, to do marketing campaigns, not for WeShort, but for them, because they are the most important, and the audience deserves to find them and watch their stories and see what a short film can deliver. Sometimes when I watch a short film, I lose the perception of time. I don't feel it's 15 minutes, but it's delivering much more than I can expect in 15 minutes, and that's a good one. I think every time I get lost when I watch a short film, and I don't know what time is it, when I finish, I say, oh, it's only 15 minutes ago that I started. That's where I see a good short film. And this happens from filmmakers that have come just from the school, or African filmmakers. That we have some beautiful examples on WeShort like here, or other incredible short films that were not made with a so big budget, but they are still great short cinema.
There is something you often say about the gap, because there is something with short films. Many short films like African short cinema, but all the short cinema, it can win Cannes Award, it can win Sundance Award, but sometimes they just remain in festivals. And so filmmakers start thinking that they do short films to do feature films. And so they can't believe the short films is itself something that can be delivered to a platform or to anywhere else, the festival. So what I want to ask you, how much is important to create a bridge to resolve this gap?
I think it's the most important. I mean, short films can be another option of entertainment. I mean, people can just choose if they want to see a short movie or a feature or a TV series episode. I mean, this is I think, the most important, to bridge this opportunity to the market and give the audience the knowledge about short films and how and where to find them. And we are a curated platform, so we do a lot of selection, and from many parts of the world we receive many short films. So the most important is for us the user experience and the curation. So this is giving a new life cycle to short films, because most of the time, as I said, at the end of the festival's circuit, then the short film stays in Vimeo or YouTube or maybe in some other channels. But we really want to think big about this. We really want to think about investing in a short film with the same attitude as it was a feature.
Alex, I want to ask you how this project was born. How it happened?
It happened. It was a really great experience, because 30 students from the San Francisco Film School came to Puglia, which is where WeShort is based, in Italy, and they shot 5 short documentaries, and I gave the masterclass to them about the short streaming platform and how we envision this. And 2 of the professors, one professor, Wei Min, is for the movie learning, and the other professor is technology. So the lady that you mentioned proposed us to make this project together, and with some of these students.
The thing I would love most to speak, and this thanks to you, Paolo, is something that link online and offline world. We are living in a moment in which online and offline are related since never. I mean, after COVID, we have never experienced how much offline and online can be related. And thanks to events.com, which is, as I already said, the sponsor of this panel. But why? Because events.com has a vision about online and offline related. So Paolo, which is also Executive Vice President of Corporate Development, I learned by art, I want to ask you how events.com is working about this, how event can be all over online and offline, and how events.com is related also to WeShort, and to short cinema, and to cinema in general.
A lot of questions. Well, first of all, I want to say that I would have never expected in my life to be in a panel at a movie festival, a film festival, so that's weird, but also nice. I keep pushing my boundaries, but there is a reason, and the reason is, let's start from, let's do one step back. So I'm one of the, I've been acquired by events.com, but I'm particularly part of the founding team, and events.com is now, to give you some context, the world largest events discovery platform. So meaning that we have more events aggregated than any website on planet Earth, more than Google. Google even reached out to us asking about why we have more events than them. And this is where we started. We wanted to give a tool for people to search for experiences, events, entertainment in a single app. And we started as an aggregator. From an aggregator, we went to provide quality, meaning you don't care to find 5,000 events a day in New York in a single day. So this is the number one we have. You want to find the top 20 events just for you. So then we upgraded the platform, we started to profile people, and now we can provide you the best experience just for you. And when you think about events, usually you think about places where you go physically, you go to a venue, you go to a theater, you go to a concert, and you don't think about movies. So then we had COVID. So a lot of, pretty much the whole world, and all our 11 million event organizers, part of our platform, they had to reinvent themselves. So a lot of the world went online. So a lot of online events, I'm sure you all know about it. And they had to serve in the best way as possible the 300 million users that we have on the platform, that we were stuck at home somewhere. So now that the world is back together, and by the way, events.com is discovery, is ticketing, so you can buy tickets through us to go to your favorite concerts, and also is a marketplace for producers of any sort of content. But the following step was, okay, now we have this amazing platform, and the gap between going to look for a place to go to and have an entertainment experience and watch a movie, it's very close. The gap is very small. So we are exploring exactly like the world is being disrupted by new apps. TikTok, they grew faster than Instagram, and now they're the world's largest websites technically for people and for viewers. So we are also trying to push the boundaries, and we started building new verticals. So it's a new experience also for us. And way before that we met with Alessandro, we had the idea of, okay, how can we go into Hollywood? How can we help? How can we connect to the movie experience? Then we met, so we started brainstorming together, and we are de facto launching a partnership. So we're going to have, we're welcoming any movie platform, but for now we're welcoming WeShort, and they're going to post all the movies coming out. So when you can go and just say Saturday night they want to go out, you have the option to go to a club, to go to a concert, or to watch a movie, and you can pick that and choose it from the same app. So this is how we are envisioning. Second, because we are also, half our business comes from helping events creators and content creators to market and to reach the audience through our platform and our technology. So it's the other side of the table is we actually empower the same movie producers, and on behalf, in this case of WeShort, to push their content out also to our users, also to our 300 million people. So we started with, I would say, cross-pollination partnership. I'm really excited, and there is still a lot to be built, but I believe the world in multiple verticals is colliding and they're merging, and I believe now we are in the new phase where the events world is merging with entertainment at this stage.
Really, really much. So this first part of the panel was about to watch the film, where we are, what is happening, but of course something important that what we have to say is why we're short, because we prefer to speak about short cinema. We prefer to start with analyzing what is happening, the relationship we can find, the new way of thinking. But now, and I really want to ask you, Alex, as I don't know you, tell us in the way you prefer what WeShort is, what WeShort has been for you since now, and then we will analyze it in many ways. But the first thing must always be emotional. That's what I believe.
Yes, and I believe so as well. WeShort is a community building platform, which means that we really care about sharing and suggesting. I mean, this goes along with the AI, but the most important is that people watch and talk about what they're watching. So I think that the technology is helping us, not driving us. This is really important because we also need to go back to humanity and take the right education to the technology. And why WeShort? And I think this is like the upper question, why short films? Because, as I said, I truly believe that short films is a viable way of entertainment today. Not in the United States, not only in Italy, but worldwide. When I was in an idea stage, I talked a lot with the filmmaker from Ghana, and he told me that not many places you can go to watch movies, not many places you have internet, but many people have smartphones. So this is something that can help people to have the 7 art in their life. And this is, I think, the highest goal that we have. With short films are a medium to bring 7 art in people's life more and more, because I grew up watching movies, and that gave me education, knowledge, culture, and I think this is improving my life, and I improved my life, and I think I want this to improve people's life. I think that short films are a viable way today to improve people's life with
Daily life.
daily life. And I think for the first time, it's also creating an intersection between entertainment and education. Because we've been talking a lot with the schools, not only film schools, but schools in general. And we found out that professors and teachers like the idea to have a platform to show their students 15-minute short films that doesn't disrupt the whole lesson, but also they can give homeworks upon these short films, this viewing experience. So I think it's the most interesting part is crossing together these two worlds, the education and the entertainment, because education can be also entertainment if it's genuine, if it's coming from the heart, and if it's really, well done. And honestly, we are building the platform upon these principles because I think it's really important. If I go back to my, in Italy we don't have the junior high, it's a different structure, but when I was 13, if my teacher would show me a short film, I would fall in love because I watched one movie a year at the school. And I remember when I was at the university, I studied Russian literature and language, so the Russian professor showed a clip of Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction, so I was like, oh my god, so it never happened, never. So that was a clip, and I think maybe you can show a clip, but you need to search, study, and prepare this for the next day. But when you have a platform that does that for you, it's much easier to make the students, whatever school it is, have more cinema in their life. I think this is probably one of the most important goals of our mission. And of course, talk about short films should be like normal, should be like not telling something that only a few people can understand. On the other side, talking about short films can make many more people understand and get closer to the seven art. Because, for example, talking about cross-industry, we had a partnership with Best Western. Okay, so Best Western, most of their clients are businessmen, entrepreneurs, managers. What they have in common? They don't have time. So Best Western liked the idea to give them WeShort as a platform for entertainment. Or if I think about another way to make this viable, it's our partnership with the airports of Rome, which is the largest group of airports in Europe, where passengers are waiting at the gate area in the airport, and most of the time, and I've been working in aviation for 9 years. I was a flight attendant, so I've been observing passengers on planes and on waiting in the airports, and I saw many times people looking around. So why looking around if you can watch a short film?
Sabino and Alex, how do you introduce a company, a production film company like Minerva Pictures in WeShort?
Well, Minerva Pictures is one of the major in Italy and joined us last September, and they've taken the last couple of increase. I mean, it was a very important step. We say in Italian, it was the cherry on top of the cake because it helped us to keep growing up. I mean, Italy is not as startup friendly as USA are, so it's very difficult to get money in Italy. And by jumping into WeShort, Minerva, also considering Santo Versace, so the name which is very important, very popular in Italy, help us to growing up, to be more solid when we have negotiation with the B2B partner. And so I think that it's very challenging to us to deal with such an important company in Italy in the film industry.
Alex, you want to add something about that?
Yes, this actually started in a film festival because I met the CEO of Minerva at Cannes Film Festival. I pitched him WeShort. They said, yes, I like it, so let's meet in Rome. I met in Rome. We had all the summer in the diligence. Then we met in Venice. And then I got a proposal. So I think film festivals are also a very unique opportunity for networking. So if I wouldn't go to Cannes Film Festival and after follow up my meeting with them in Venice, that wouldn't happen. And the only pain I feel of that is that I went to Cannes and I'm really ashamed about that. I didn't watch movies. So now at Sundance I'm watching many movies.
I find really interesting that Minerva Pictures, President Santo Versace and Gianluca Curti, is a company that has the copyrights for Fellini's films, for a lot of Italian important cinema, and they decided to invest in a new company like WeShort. This is all, again, tradition and...
That was the most interesting thing, that they have a library of over 3,000 movies, from De Sica's one to some of Jean-Luc Godard's and Fellini, and I asked them if they did ever invest in short films before. They said no. But I think that the branding we want to give to short films is really important. The most important is to make people recognize something. So this is, I think, one of the triggering factor of in Minerva investing in WeShort, which is focused only on short films. And I think that also the way we are focusing and protecting the intellectual property is one of the reasons why, because of course movies are the most traditional that they distribute, but getting their interest in short films, I think is the signal that something is changing, or if I can say, improving.
It's an important moment for us now, because WeShort has its first WeShort Originals, because we are, yes, business, but first of all cinephiles. We wanted also to create new cinema, and we had this great opportunity thanks to Pane Barcos and Mediterraneo and Premiere and many societies that are working in Italian cinema and distribution, and Caramelle Sweets in English, which was our first WeShort Original, won the Public Audience Award, the Public Choice Award at Alice nella Città, which is a festival linked to the Rome Film Festival. How do you feel about that, Alex? How was to go to the premiere?
Was amazing. Even if I have to admit that I'm not the right guy for the red carpet. I mean, when I was at the red carpet, in the back of my mind, I was thinking, I have to answer that email. So yeah, but it was great. It was great. It was very interesting too. We had many proposals, but we choose this one as first because I think animation short films are really powerful, and so I wanted to make the first WeShort Originals an animated short film. And so I'm really proud of our investment, and we are planning more.
That's important. And I would say last but not least, or last but not least, short series, because we spoke about short films, but something really important happened a few weeks ago, and it was about short series, and it was about Guinness World Record, the first short series.
Yes, I go back when you said about the branded content, which this is one of them. And when I first time met Guinness World Records at the film market in Film Art, Hong Kong, they told me that they were producing a short series. I said, wow, so this brand is always been focused on TV shows, so now they are giving a chance to the short for content. And I got really interested to this, so now we have a partnership. We released this beautiful short series on the platform in middle of December. And we are also working for the new series together with Guinness World Records. And I think this is an example of how a company contains a lot of stories. Any company, Guinness World Records is a special example because they just have a lot of people, extraordinary people that are doing such motivating stuff. But any company has clients, any company has stories from their employees, so any company is a box of stories to be told. So you don't need to search anywhere, you have it there. So if I had a company like, not WeShort, another company like manufacturing company or any kind of content, any kind of company, I would consider to create my short series or short film just to promote what the company is, where it comes from. So there are so many big companies that have stories that are never told. So I think this is a way to go. And this is an example, a beautiful example. This is a short series, documentary, and but it can be also be done in many other ways.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you, and I also see what we were talking about before, the fact that if you go on many social networks, you can find many videos about, I don't know, Guinness World Record or society stories, but they are all in chaos, you know, you don't have a way to find out what you're searching, you just scroll. The fact that Guinness World Record decided to invest in a really short series, to create a storytelling, to create a moment, to give an importance not of different videos just going around, but to a real project, that's something. That's something that changed for me the perspective of short content.
Yeah, I think also WhatsApp did it. They made a short film about an NBA player. So something is going on, we have to keep on track and see things improving and give our contribution to it.